Ermagerd.
Ooh.
I try and invent new say things. I think
Say
about
things.
Yeah. About every 6 months.
Say things?
Yeah. I will have some funny thing that only I say.
Hey, everybody, it's the program.
Like,
Here we are on TV.
Some people don't say rim shot.
Once again, we're on TV,
Some do,
and
yes.
it's Monday. We're getting right into it.
Every person that I know named Carl.
Well, here we are for an hour.
Yeah, we're going to be talking that whole time.
Okay, it's Monday once again. I'm Dan. I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I'm Rick. It's Carl.
This is Kenny.
Here we
this
are.
Is Carl.
No, I'm Fred or
Okay.
Paul or Peter or
This
Tim.
is Fred, Paul, Peter over here.
Carl, stop.
So much has happened.
Yeah, you had an exciting week.
Yes. Oh, please let me elaborate.
Which square should you elaborate from first?
Well, daylight savings time. We could talk about that and our.
That was last week, but yeah.
No, that was 2 days ago.
Well, for the viewers, we did.
Oh, yes.
Daylight savings time was last week.
Listen, if you
this week is Veterans Week.
randomly encounter a clock and it looks wrong by an hour, then
change it.
Yeah. Just
go out of your way. I've actually
just
changed.
Get up on a chair. Fix that.
I've been actively changing clocks, even though daylight savings time was last week. I'm gonna say a little bit about it, but I've done that. I changed all the clocks at my grandmother's house, and then I was in cars. I'm in cars. I was like, oh, look at that clock, and I changed the clock there. And I've changed clocks everywhere I go. I've been doing it. So, a couple microwaves.
Well, I don't really care what
That's
my
a
dashboard.
kindness.
You got to stay active, or I just look at.
That's a kindness that you do for others.
It's a kindness, but it's a little bit. It's more. It's selfish. It just happens to be a kindness.
Well, my dashboard.
It's coincidentally kindness. I just see it, and it irks me a little bit. Even though I don't like daylight saving time, I just see it, so I want to do it.
It doesn't matter what your motives are. The act itself is an act of kindness. You can feel any way you like about it, but you still did the thing.
My dashboard clock has been set ahead 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, well you're doing that to save time.
And then I haven't touched it yet, so now it's an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's sort of surreal to look at it and to like, oh my gosh, I'm totally late, except I'm not.
Yeah, you think you're late? Sometimes you have like moments of being like, oh.
You know, every clock in my apartment is slightly different than the other, and purposely so, I think.
I don't. I for some reason I go around and every clock and I like line them up and get them next to each other, make sure they're all the same.
I'm still in that thing where I lie to myself, where I set it ahead by.
Oh yeah, it doesn't work though.
10 minutes. Well, okay, that clock is.
It works for Carl.
Yeah. I have to really believe it. But mostly this clock is ahead by 2 minutes. This other one over there is ahead by 3 or 4. This one is 5. So I'm constantly kind of not really sure. I know it's ahead a little bit. I look at the time. It's like, I need to hurry my ass up.
So you don't eat a red pill at all in terms of looking at clocks?
Which one is the red?
Sometimes I take vitamins.
Yeah, I don't know which one is red and blue.
Well, dropping a Matrix reference there.
I know.
Which one brings you into the Matrix, and which one is the wake up and you don't know what happened?
Where you're still asleep, that's blue. Where you wake up, that's red.
Oh. No red.
Yeah, because dude inside the ship, he's like, should have took the blue pill. Yeah. Okay, so last Thursday, I went to a house party.
It was Halloween for us, yeah.
And Luke had gone there, and he made it there before I did. And I had made 70 flyers, 70 or so.
Yeah.
10 were practiced to see how they turned out. And, yeah, that's better. Thank you. Anyway, so I did these flyers, and my friend made them, actually. He just had fun. He had fun making them. So I handed these flyers out, and I interacted with everyone that I gave one to. So I interacted with 70 people. I talked to them. And I went up to him, and for context, so the viewers understand what I'm talking about, Dance Only Dance is a show that airs on this channel every Friday from 8 to 9 p.m., okay, in Thurston County. So if you're watching this show, every Friday from 8 to 9, there is this dancing show. And in this one that occurred the day after this house party that I went to, I was the DJ, and I made the mix of music that would go in it. And so it was really important to me that people came. So I was selfishly motivated for going to the house party the night before to have many people show up and enjoy the music. I wanted them to enjoy the music and dance to it. Well, no. No. And Luke had commentary afterwards regarding that I've heard before, and I understand, and that's a different story. Anyway, so all of the music in this Dance Only Dance episode is trance, right? It's a subgenre of techno, and it's not techno. There's a little less chaos to it. Techno is chaotic.
You guys both like that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So the night before, I go to this house party, and there were like 5 bands that were scheduled to do it. It was a house on the west side, so I just walked like 5 blocks to go to it. And I didn't get there until after 10. Luke had been there already. And there were hundreds and hundreds of people all standing around. Everyone was dressed up in Halloween stuff. What I'm wearing now is, I did steampunk. I had this belt, I had this satchel thing, I had this other belt going across, I had this light strip going in this, and I had this hat, goggles. Right, steampunk, you gotta have the goggles. I mean, yeah, you just need them. Anyway, because people don't recognize it without the goggles. You know, say what you will about all the things at steampunk, but it is not recognized culturally as... Anyway, so I was all dressed up, all Halloween-y, and everyone else was. Pretty much everyone there, the overwhelming majority of people were in their 20s. Going to Evergreen or St. Martin's or wherever, one of the schools, South Puget Sound. And they were all of them, I'm pretty sure, were at this party. There were hundreds. There were, maybe 100 people outside, around the back, and in the front. Because I walked all around giving out these flyers for Dance Only Dance the next night. And I would go up to a group of people. It was crazy. And I would, make eye contact with someone. And I'm like, have you heard of Dance Only Dance? And everyone would stop. They'd look at me. They'd look me up and down. And then I would continue looking at this person. Usually, almost always, someone in the group would say yes or no. Usually it was a yes. Yeah, I've seen that show. I even danced on it, blah, 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 right? Because I always talk to groups. Because there's always different groups that are commingling all the time, inside and out. And so I would give out 1 or 2 of the flyers with people that I thought were genuinely interested. And then I moved on to another group, and another group, and another group, and another group. And I worked my way into the garage, and then I saw Luke sitting across the garage. And it was a good, 10, 15 feet. Place was packed. There were people in the way. And as I watched, I saw him, and I saw this girl standing on this table. She had a wedding dress thing, or an evening gown, or one of these gowns, and heels. And she's standing on this, and she was like bracing herself on the bars that go across, because it was a garage that I entered. Mm-hmm. Okay, it was packed with people, and they were smoking in the garage.
Whoa!
Stupid bitch. Yes. Anyway,
Supposed to go outside.
Yeah.
Breaking the rules.
Lazy bastards. Anyway.
Well, there was no gasoline involved.
No. The garage
Maybe
was
in the
empty,
garage, yeah.
pretty much. So I get in there, and I see Luke across the way. He's about 15 feet away, and I see him, and this chick grabs his hat. He always wears a hat. He rarely does not wear a hat. And
What?
he went to, she grabbed his hat, and she put it on her head, and he looks up, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't tell what he was saying. I couldn't tell what she was saying. It was too noisy. There were too many people. And they interacted for a little while. And so I had to get through a bunch of people. And by time I got through to where he was gone. He had moved on. He'd gone somewhere else. And so I'm like standing there and like looking around, trying to see what's going on. And this girl, the same girl, is standing up there, and she's right beside me, right? I'm standing where he was. And I feel the table she's standing on bump against me, and she starts falling back. So I reach up, and I hold her and stop her from falling back. Behind me were boxes and chunks of wood and other pointy, breaky things, and it was a good couple feet, probably from here to here. There was stuff. So she would have fallen for sure. she was going to go down. So the funny thing was, is that when I lifted my hand to brace her, I grabbed her ass. I totally grabbed her ass. It was a good thing, because my hand, it was big enough. She didn't have it wasn't a giant ass. It was.
This is a nice mental image.
Yeah.
For single men to have in their minds.
Well, the whole thing is I reacted instinctively, and my hand instinctively apparently went for her ass.
We're going to play the dice game here, so more about this ass story.
Was she cordial? Did she thank you?
Yours, you can get out a pen.
No, she didn't. She didn't thank me, Kenny.
You can get out a pen and write a number on your hands between 1 and 6.
She did not thank me for saving her ass.
So did she acknowledge it even?
No, she was drunk.
She was too drunk to even know.
She was drunk, and I held on probably 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the very most. It wasn't long at all until she got stable again, and I saw her hand grab the rail. And soon after, because I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. So I left and tried to pay attention. They got her off the table. So she came down off the table gently with help, which was a good thing because, would have been a bad scene.
Here we go. Oh.
I guess Luke claimed Luke claimed his hat, though, right?
Oh, yeah, she gave it back to him before I got there. And apparently she's a roommate there, and he was asking her about having a Dance Holy Dance as a house party at that location.
It's
one. We have chosen one.
No.
No. No. Changed it up today. Carl lost. Lost. How about you, Dan?
I lost as well.
All right.
Your silver marker is right in front of the
sadness.
VCR.
What happened after?
So after we played Grab Ass, I milled about and gave out the flyers to groups of people that I talked to, and I talked to with a bunch of people. And I thought for sure, because there were at least a dozen different individuals that expressed a great deal of excitement and interest. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh it's tomorrow night. Oh yeah, I'm totally free. Right? At least a dozen. So, and I had, later on, when I meandered my way into the living room and kitchen and hallway and outside in the back and all over the place, giving out these flyers, I had one girl, she came and she found me and she's like, oh, can I get another one? I have friends that are interested, blah, blah, blah. And I gave her a few more so she could pass them out. I found a minion, if only for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I have minions, by the way. These are actual individuals that have agreed to be my minions. But that's another story.
Do they carry pitchforks and do they have horns on their heads?
No, as their overlord, I don't require such things. No, I'm an easy overlord. Just a couple of requests.
So, but did anybody show up to Dance O Dancer?
Nope.
Nobody, or just
nope.
Not a single flyer person?
If any of you are watching this or were at that house party that saw me, you should come to the next one.
Yeah, I don't respond to flyers. If I ever see, I mean, if I'm anywhere and somebody gives me a flyer.
Oh, I know that. I know that statistically, 90% of them will find their way on the street or in the trash or recycling.
Yeah.
They'll end up somewhere. So 10%, if I gave out 70, then technically 7 people should have showed up. But
Well,
no.
I think,
But
I think the percent is way less than 90%.
Well,
Probably like
Luke's commentary afterwards,
99%.
which is fairly valid, is that young people do a lot of things based on whim.
Yeah.
And they said yes by whim, and they would show up by whim.
Or they got
This
to plan farther ahead, especially for that kind of thing. And if they're at this party,
whim-based
if they're at a
decision-making
party
is a
on
powerful
Halloween,
thing.
if they're partying on Halloween, then I don't know how they're going to feel the next day, and maybe they want to take it a little easy, you know?
Well, that was a thought, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I danced the entire episode. I was jumping around and running around. And by the way, oh my God, I was sore and tired afterwards. Yeah, because I'll go dancing.
I was tired midway through.
Yeah. Well,
I was kind of sitting down for the second half of it.
Well, I had that shirt on, and I was getting very hot and sweaty. And it's like, oh God, I got to change into something or take the shirt off. And I'm like, well, no, I got to find a shirt. And I brought my pirate costume with me. And I had 3 choices in that little pile of costume. And one was a vest thing. One was a pirate shirt with lots of lace and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Right, one of those. And a sash. To go over. So I chose the vesty thing. And I figured that was fine. There would be all kinds of air that could get to me, and so I could dance and stay cool. And I even took off my shoes and socks and rolled up my pants because I was so over warm.
Uh-huh.
But so yeah.
All right.
Yeah, taking my shirt off would have been showing off, I think. Being a poser, you know.
Well, maybe that
I'm a talker. Sometimes I'm a poser, but
well,
I didn't.
Maybe the studio, taping, for example, Glenn, he gets warm with the lights on him.
Studio lights are hot.
Yeah.
And so
There were
maybe
only two lights lighting this up.
Right. Maybe at some point in the future, or maybe this is not going to happen, but, it would be nice if the roof could kind of open up. If you had, like,
At TCTV?
Venetian
Yeah.
blinds or whatever to kind of let the heat escape.
Oh, I brought 2 fans. The fans help.
Oh yeah,
I brought
yeah.
those 2 fans. They made
know,
a big difference. They kept the wind blowing.
I noticed that big box fan, but
Yeah.
heat rises though. And
Well, the thing is, the way that works is that the air conditioning and the thermostat are in a location, and unless there's wind whipping around, air gets stagnant. And
Yes.
I've gone in there, and it's so damp.
Oh yeah, well
And
it's really crappy.
part of the reason the fan is there is to mix the air up and get it swirling, because I pointed one this way on this wall and that way on this wall. I don't know if you noticed.
Well, I
And this creates a vortex.
yes.
It mixes it up. Good.
Well,
Yeah.
the stagnant air.
Also, I made a disco
Yes.
I'm not holding the stick end of
that
the stick right
malfunctioned
now.
repeatedly.
Right. But, the stagnant air is kind of like the stagnant water at Capitol Lake. It's really annoying to look at that water in Capitol Lake.
Yeah.
And, stagnant air or stagnant water is kind of a bad thing.
Yeah, it is. Well, isn't the lake's moving around though? There's a current, seems like.
Yeah, well, it was not really meant to be a lake to begin with.
Info
Correct.
time.
Oh, right. It's info time. Here we go.
You're gonna have to get right up to that screen there, Mister.
Here are answers to some frequently asked questions about the program. You're watching it right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with Me. It's a call-in television talk show that's filmed right here in Thurston County every day of the year. It airs every night at 11:30 p.m. on Channel 22. Each episode airs a week after it was taped. So if you're watching this at 11:30 p.m., this episode taped at the same weekday of the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode taped of the same, day of the last year. You can come on the program.
Yeah.
Entire archive is on youtube.com.
So
call us
listen-
the number, leave a message.
So listen, everyone. If you call the program, we call you back, and we're calling you from the program while it's airing. What the devil? The disco cone.
Having some audio glitches here.
Okay. You can hear me, okay. That works. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, hey, we got a message. This was a message from Mr. Ginsu.
Mr. Ginsu.
Yeah, let's see what he had to say today.
The stick. The end of the stick I'm holding right now.
Uh-oh, hey, I'm having some problems.
Smell like zeros.
I gotta get this.
The stinky end of the stick now.
I'm trying to fix it. Yeah.
Normally
There it
I
goes.
pick up the stinky end, and a whole bunch of people handed me the stinky end, but this time
This time.
don't smell like shit right now. You understand what I'm saying?
I think we're
Shit.
trying to understand.
You
what you're
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Somebody
I-
poked
no.
that dog shit
I think
with a
we're
stick,
trying.
and I didn't pick up the shitty end. I picked up the good end of the stick this time. The smart end. I picked up the smart end of the stick. How about that?
That's good.
How about
Sure.
them apples? What the fuck, over?
Oh,
Roger
You know,
that.
I thought I was fucking some
someone's getting mad.
dumbass.
Roger that, Wilco.
Well, maybe you didn't think I was a dumbass, but
Nope.
I ain't. I never was. I act like it. But that's my choice. Otherwise, they fucking expect you to do something. You know what I'm saying?
I voted.
I
It's
hope
like
so.
pain in my ass and my back and my fucking hips and shit. Well, if I didn't have that, I'd be good to fucking go.
I hope we know what
Unfortunately,
you're
that
talking
fucking
about.
Bullshit stops me in my tracks.
We missed part of it, so.
But the thing is, I didn't pick up the stinky end. I got the non-stinky end of the fucking stick, and I'm so happy.
That's awesome. That
Thurston
really is
County
awesome.
gave me the non-stinky end, and they kept the stinky end for themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end with all them zeros behind it, right?
Okay.
Right.
Not all the way.
So it's just a matter of time, and then fucking it'll all be over, and then I'll be seeing my zeros.
In your
Yes,
zeros.
sir. And then I'll be actually participating in the marijuana game.
Well, I would hope so. 'cause
Excellent.
That's
What a
your
game
hobby,
I will
sir.
make it
Is it not
whenever
his
I get
hobby?
Yeah, it
my
sure is.
piece.
It does help with pain. It absolutely
try.
does help with pain.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we got
Absolutely.
He got timed out. This is a freaky message. It's from a crazy phone number, and it says that they're from the future. So,
Well, let's listen to it. I want to know about the future.
Oh. I am from the future.
whoa.
I call to remind you to brush your teeth.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Whoa, it's a ghost. That's a good reminder.
No, it's from the future.
Oh. Well, what? How come do people from the future talk like ghosts?
No, maybe that's how they talk. Like,
It's like slang.
next week.
Well, that's a Christmas ghost of
Next
Christmas,
week is the future.
Why-
In fact,
The ghost of
Why are they
Christmas
talking like a
future.
ghost when they're from the future?
This episode will air in the future.
Whoa.
Maybe she was calling at the time that it airs, and it just went back in time.
Yeah.
When she said, "Brush your teeth and floss."
Maybe
This
one
is
of us
good
is
advice today.
gonna have something in our teeth today. You know, like specifically brush your teeth.
Yeah, Tim's chips. I'm thinking right now.
Oh, yeah.
Dan,
Maybe-
I think you're trying to forcibly make my head go like pop.
Maybe a
like
message or something.
Error 404.
I don't know why they're
No.
talking like a
Blue
ghost.
screen of death in my head, Dan.
No, we
yes.
don't. We don't do violence over here, unless it's protecting the innocent or
Well,
Hey guys.
children or
if my head goes
small
404,
animals or
you're
something.
not hitting me. You're just unplugging my brain.
Hey guys. I just felt like I wanted to call the show and tell you guys how much I love you guys. And
Oh,
Oh.
that I would love to be on the program soon. And for all you viewers out there, you want to be on it soon too.
Yeah.
Okay. Call me back.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex. Let's call her back. Here we go. Alex says she loves us, but when it's coming from super Jesus-y people, it's hard to really
Oh, come
believe
on.
it all the way. Because you're supposed to love
Kenny.
everybody, right?
she's highly motivated by feelings.
Yeah. Gotta love.
Hey, I'm highly motivated by feelings. I think we're all motivated by feelings in one sense or another.
Hello?
It's a ratio. It's a ratio. I'm highly motivated by feelings, but I recognize them as such and
I
try
hope
to keep
that
them
you're-
in context.
I hope you're not calling me, 90%.
Oh, I'm a very feeling
10%.
person.
Okay.
I'm a very feeling person.
You've reached Alex, and I would love for you to leave me a
I think
message.
you'd love it. Oh, hey, Alex.
Hey, this is Dan. I'm loving leaving you a message.
I'm feeling okay about it. We're on the program. You can call us back in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be on for a while.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Keep calling back. All right, we got one final message. It's from Dan Dobler.
I made a disco cone. I want to talk about that.
Hi, kiddies. This is Dan Dublin. This is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
He called you back. Bye.
All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Let's call him back while you talk about this disco cone.
Disco cone. Okay, so one time I made a disco bell, and I threw it out like quite a while ago. And essentially, I got a clear plastic bowl from the dollar store, and I broke CDs into shards and pieces and glued them on the outside. And
Whoa.
so essentially, I had the bottom half of a disco ball. But I added a small bowl in the bottom, and so it was more of a bell shape. And the idea is to angle the light downwards instead of upwards. Because in the studio, the lights, the little reflections, they go up into oblivion. 20 feet higher.
This is the phone of Dan Dobler. Leave a message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording,
Dan doesn't know
you may
about
hang up
voicemails,
or press
so
1 for more
I'm not gonna leave him
options.
anymore.
To leave a callback number, press 5.
But
Okay.
Dan, you can call us back, if you're ever gonna watch. But I found out recently that he doesn't check his voicemails, so he probably has hundreds of voicemails from us that are just saying call us back or whatever. But he has not checked them. It's kind of like ghost messages. We're
Hi,
calling-
Dan.
You
leaving
send them off
messages.
into oblivion.
We think they're being recorded on his end. I mean, they're being recording on our end, but where did they go? They're off into oblivion. Maybe into space. That's why that ghost. Maybe that was a future ghost. You know
They-
that person that was
they-
from the future? Maybe they're a ghost from the future. That's why they're talking like that.
I always wondered if you got a call from yourself from the future Carl, 30 years from now, or future Dan 30 years from now, or future Kenny 30 years from now, and you heard the voice, or let's say they actually were right there, and I am from 30 years in the future. I've only got a minute. I have to tell you a thing, and they tell you a thing. And you know it's them because you're like, I don't believe it, right? Wait, what did we do when we were blah, blah, blah? And they're like, oh, yeah, I know what you did.
Are you trying to make another 404?
No. The
File not found.
idea is that the future Dan tells the current Dan enough that it's like, yeah, there's no way anyone would know these things.
Yeah.
Ever. So I know it's me from the future. And then he says, don't do this and do that.
Space paradox. or
Would I
time
do him?
paradox.
Would I do him? Because if I do him, that means that he exists
Yeah,
in
you're
his
destroying a future person.
present form. And if I don't do that, he won't exist. He will cease to exist because I've gone on a different path.
That's called a paradox.
Yeah. There's at least a dozen of them. At least you want to roll this time?
A dozen? Well, why not just
Give me a
like
3.
two?
I want a 3. I want a 3. I want a 3.
Why not just 2? Why not a dozen?
Well, I can't.
4.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Hey!
Double
How about
fours.
that?
Let's see.
That's pretty cool. Do you see that?
You have
Yeah. Carl's the
1,000
winner.
points.
So far, he has 1,000
Congratulations.
points.
I have to get 2 3s to match.
Yeah, we could still make a comeback. It's possible.
Yeah. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 and 6.
Th-
Or
that-
2 and
that was-
12.
That was pretty good. You drop the dice from this elevation on the hardwood floor to have them scatter
Yeah.
and for them to come up.
Okay.
think
So the disco
Paradoxes.
cone. I made this disco bell, and the reflective surfaces were all cut and broken pieces of CDs and DVDs. These are ones that were going to be thrown out. Absolutely. It's like I want to take something that would otherwise go in the garbage and repurpose them and make art out of them. So I made this bell. It was really heavy. That was at least a spindle of CDs I used on this. So it was a good 10 pounds altogether. And at Party City, I got this disco ball motor. And you put a great big D cell in it. It goes grrr, right? And then it just spins. Something was wrong with the motor. I'm not sure. I'm taking it apart and I'm going to fix it or use the motor somehow. Something. I don't know. Anyway, the disco cone is probably about 2 feet, 18, 20 inches, and it's a cone. And the idea is that the lights shine down on it at an angle, and the reflections reflect downwards on the dancers. Part of what makes a disco ball a ball is that it reflects surface on a smooth ceiling, and then along smooth walls, and then along the floor, and brightly. And there are probably 1,000 square little mirrors in it. Me not having the money for 1,000 square little mirrors, I got CDs that would otherwise be thrown out, and I thought it would be cool because CDs are etched by lasers, and they give off rainbow patterns.
Yeah.
And so I thought the more tiny the little shards were, the more little rainbow patterns there would be. And so it would be this whole rainbow thing. And when I used it twice, actually probably about half a dozen times, because I brought it to Dance Only Dance episodes and set it up and turned it on and got it going for Dance Only Dance episodes. It worked fairly well. It was pretty cool because you'd get these big rainbow spectrograph kind of things.
Beams.
Yeah, these beams that would go in little spots and parts. parts of this and that, and it was pretty cool, but it was really heavy, and it was my first one, and I used a ton of hot glue for it. And that's really heavy stuff after a while.
That's a really hot cone. No.
Rim
No,
shot.
Not really, Carl.
Anyway, so what I did with this one is I made this one completely different. I got this paper that had this plastic laser etched surface, and I got two things of silver, blue, red, and green. And I did layer upon layer upon layer of this tomato thing, and it's a ring and three deals. And it's made out of metal, and I figured, okay, this is how you make a cone. You got a ring. But it wasn't what I expected, and the metal was very, very difficult. I don't have really big pliers. I don't have metal bender things. I got to just do it, and so it was really tough to put together. And so I put this papery substance over these three spines, and so it ended up being fairly articulated. And all of the paper is this laser etched rainbowy pattern, right? So when I was looking at it, it was like, oh, this isn't good enough. This just has a soft, diffuse, overall reflective pattern. I need mirrors, something mirror-like. Mm-hmm. And
bigger chunks.
Yeah, Luke went with me to the craft store to look for stuff that I needed. He helped in finding the materials, and he made excellent choices.
Well,
and so I found these
CDs,
large color sequins. And they're silvery. They were slightly colored, and I figured, okay, there's my little mirrors. And I think those, for the most part, gave off the best spots. When it turned around, you could see kind of these patterns that when it traveled, but I ended up putting in the middle of the studio. And the other problem is that the motor kept failing. The contact points where the battery touches and where it makes a complete circuit are corroded. And so it kept stopping.
How did you make it spin?
A disco ball motor.
Oh, you already had one.
Yeah. From the disco bell, which I threw out, so I made this disco cone.
Okay.
Anyway, so it kept failing. It kept stopping. And while I was at it, I brought 100 glow sticks. I think there were 100. I think that's how many I brought. About $10 worth.
Yeah. all that I remember is the blue that I walked off with.
Yeah, I'm glad you took one home.
I left them here.
I think they ended up.
Two kids took a handful home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were jazzed. Anyway, so we take these glow sticks during the episode, and we would throw them.
Yes.
We would throw them at the disco cone, and just tapping it would rub on the contacts, and it would start rolling again.
Oh, I thought you were you guys were trying to be like Michael Jordan.
No, we kept missing.
Well, I noticed that.
And they would go flying off to the far end of the studio. Where they went, we never know. But they were sure easy to find in the dark. Let me tell you, when it came, those kids, those two boys, they must have took 40 each.
Wow.
Because I kept 2, Xander kept a couple, a few other people kept some. One guy made a necklace out of a bunch.
20 easy, but if they both took 40, that would have been like 20 left.
Yeah. Well, that's just a rough guesstimate. So.
Well, right.
So yeah. I did a lot. I did a lot to get people into the place and to be present and have fun and have things to play with and stuff. And not many people showed up.
Oh yeah, they're saying it's the final episode. I don't think that's true.
The next one, December 6th.
December.
It's gonna come back though. They've had so many final episodes.
Yeah, well, they get frustrated. Not enough people show up. They want a large group of people to show up.
Yeah, well, that's pretty. It's a hard contingency to beat. I think it's fine with the amount of people there are. But I don't know. Maybe other people don't like the same dance.
I guess maybe that they are, you know, like you, Kenny. You're not so perfectionistic.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's time for the commercial break here.
You know, it's like acceptance.
More about this when we get back.
When we get back.
Time for a commercial break.
Oh yeah.
Dance, Oli, dance. Dance, Oli, dance. Live TV dance party. First Friday of each month. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. TCTV Studio A.
Oh yeah.
440 Yager Way.
440 Yager Way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The funny.
Yeah.
Bring my sock puppets.
At some point, Dan. Sure. I guess.
They need a microphone, please.
Coming up tomorrow.
On the program, message from the future.
Your daily hour with
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's the commercial. Look, we're here with Charlie, and we listened to a lot of Mr. Ginsey messages.
That makes it illegal for me to protect my stuff.
Yeah, so there he is. We're going to be listening to so many Mr. Ginsey messages because he left a lot of them. And also Lisa visits us for a minute. We're on every night at 11:30 and 2 a.m. on TCTV channel 22. Thank you for watching. And support your public access television stations, please.
Hey, I got my voice back. I can hit the high notes now.
Whoa, you lost your voice for a while?
Oh, well, I had tail end of that cold thing, and I could go, oh, yeah, and try and hit the note on key.
We're doing
Maybe
it.
I should do that in order so that I'm not constantly blowing my nose like
Do you have a
every
cold, Carl?
5 or 10 minutes.
Well,
yeah.
I like singing.
You do?
I like singing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I like to stay on key when I sing.
What are you doing to
No.
remedy your cold?
I got Mucinex. You know, the Kirkland variety.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, pharmaceutical. Are you eating grapefruit? Dan says to eat grapefruits, right?
Yes, absolutely.
well, I got grapefruit juice. So
Grapefruit?
that's not the same, Carl.
Grapefruit charges up your immune system.
Well, yeah.
Is
It
it-
interacts with medication
If I remember
if you
right,
take any.
you said that grapefruit is so strong that you can't do it with some medications, right? You're not supposed to eat grapefruits or something like that.
It interacts. It's not a so strong thing. It's about interaction. It interacts with many medications.
Yeah.
So if you're taking them, people out there, that way, yeah. If you take a medication, make sure that grapefruit doesn't interact with you. This is me pointing at you, telling you what to do. Right here.
We're calling Freddie the producer.
Freddie.
Actually, I'm giving you advice,
I saw something on the streets.
suggestions.
I saw that I was
Recommendation.
at the bus station and I saw
Do as I do.
an ambulance. Like you know
Yeah.
you know those lights that go like ding ding ding. When the emergency vehicle is coming on, I was sitting there and I saw those lights go on.
You were in the main bus station,
Yeah, I
right?
was sitting in the bus station and I saw the lights go and I was like, oh, this is going to be exciting.
Program, how's it
Oh,
going?
hey, Freddie. How are you? We're doing good here. Thanks for asking.
Doing the program.
Wait, what? Is Dan Bennet there?
Yep.
Wow.
How are you doing, Freddie?
Monday, all right.
Yeah, I did.
Doing well. Production end is going good. Went to TCTV today and turned in the block episodes for tomorrow. Good things happening.
Good.
Nice.
We don't have anything on the calendar right now. We should maybe we should go to TCTV soon.
Yay!
I think during Magic Week.
Planning ahead is good on this.
Do you want to go to TCTV this Friday at 2? I'm not sure if it's available at TCTV, but I have the day off. Or yeah, when is a good day to do that?
I think I have that day off,
I
Freddie.
think we should go next week for Magic Week.
Magic Week. Maybe we can even have. I actually ran into a couple folks who did some magic tricks, and they might be able to actually do some magic on the program.
Yeah, maybe we can get a
Sweet.
magician and bring them to TCTV
That'd be cool.
on next week. Or yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I have fake magic tricks.
I
good,
can't
bring
really
them.
comprehend my schedule for next week exactly, but general stuff like after 6, maybe on a Thursday would probably work.
Yeah, we'll figure it. We'll have to figure out a day. Maybe not right now. You see anything on the streets?
Oh, I saw. Let's see. I saw a bunch of birds. I don't know, not much. I just saw like the hideout of a bunch of birds on the street. They live in a tree. There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. It's like, what was it raining?
What?
Was it raining? It's like, where do all the birds go when it rains?
Is it raining? Here, I'll check real quick.
Where do the birds
At the
go?
moment, here it is, yeah.
Where do birds go when it rains? Because they're not outside. Where are they?
Tied in the branches.
It's not raining right now, but I bet the birds like get under a branch and try to use it as some kind of an umbrella.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was telling this. I saw the. I saw the street lights, so I was watching. I was sitting at the bus stop, and I saw the emergency lights go on. And I'm thinking, there's gonna be an ambulance driving by real fast, and it's gonna be exciting, And so the ambulance comes, like, oh, here it comes, and then it stops, and it just pulls in right next to me.
Whoa!
And it stopped there, and then a bus showed up, and the people got on the bus, and there was some kind of medical emergency happening on the bus, and they got him out, and they got him onto a stretcher, and took him off.
I have to wonder if the person, when they were having their emergency, if the bus driver just kept going straight to the main station and didn't let anyone off till they got there.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
sure that they would radio to the supervisor. Hey, can you pick up the rest of the people on
Yeah, I
these
was saying.
stops?
I started thinking about that when you were telling me about that. It's like, yeah, well, if I were the bus driver, get to the place where the ambulance can meet me quickly.
Yeah.
And then I think, okay, I'm riding on the bus. Hey, this is my stop.
Yeah, logic would kind of dictate, but
There was nobody on the bus. I don't know where they all went. Maybe he was by himself on the bus. It was late at night, kind of. It was weird, though. Kind of a scary thing to see, Sometimes it makes you think about your own
what time at
mortality.
night?
It was about 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Freddie, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It's just a little hard to hear, so I'm kind of just pretending to understand what you guys just said.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Did you say something about the dice?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to hear. No, there's nothing there. Well, do you have anything else you want to say today?
I have a science question for Dan about. I just watched a movie called Gravity.
Okay.
Inside of the movie, there was a moment when a satellite is hit by a rocket, and then it causes this giant chain reaction of like flying space debris that like kills all the other satellites in space. Is that plausible? I just want to know just that particular thing. Would that happen? Is that a possibility?
Yes, but not quite to the extent that they depicted in the movie. The satellites all are on their own orbits, and so all of the debris would travel in its own path at that orbital level, whatever that is. Now, granted, there are tens of thousands of objects, satellites and bits and pieces and wrenches and a space glove and a toilet seat and all kinds of stuff that's floating up there. But the distance between them, where they're at this given moment, as opposed to where this other thing is at a different moment, there's a large degree of distance between them. And so the odds of one small thing hitting another small thing are very, very low. But again, there's a shit ton of crap up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in our atmosphere.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard many discussions regarding the level of destruction that occurred and the amount of debris flying. Now, generally, the way it works is that when satellites are launched, when objects are launched, they use the Earth's rotation as assistance in achieving the orbit, meaning they travel in the direction that the Earth spins. And they take a little bit of that Earth spin energy into the launch of the rocket. And so most stuff is going in the same direction.
It's time for the final dice game.
So if it's going in the opposite direction, it will hit you at 17,000 miles an hour. If it's going in the same direction, maybe 300 or 400 miles an hour.
You want a number, Freddie? Freddie?
I got a 3. Are you there?
A number for the dice game.
So they over-depicted the destruction for dramatic purposes.
Freddie?
No, we lost him.
Oh, no, we lost him. All right.
Lost him.
Here it is. It's 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1.
I'm a winner.
Well, no. Carl's the winner.
Well, I won a little.
No, but it doesn't. It's all or nothing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So, because he got more than me, he wins it all?
He wins it all. It's like, it's like any kind of sport. It's like it's like baseball or basketball.
You're either the winner or you're not.
Yeah, it's like baseball or basketball. You can get some points, but
congratulations,
still lose
Carl.
Overall, yeah.
You did good. You did good.
I have the power.
You're the winner.
I have the power.
It looks like Bird is on the schedule for tomorrow, so maybe we should give him a call.
So I'm thinking I'm going to enhance the disco cone with bits and pieces of CD.
CD?
For more mirroriness.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And I ain't using Lecos next time. Those Lecos, they have internal barn doors and lenses. And even though they can get a really tight shot, they leave these big patches.
Do you think that weight was a problem?
In the disco cone, no. It didn't even weigh more than a pound or 2.
Oh.
Yeah, it was light. It was a wire frame made from a tomato grower thing, and then paper.
Right. So
with thin plastic sequins. Yeah, it was very light.
The motor didn't work.
I don't know what's wrong with the motor. I think I need to grease that shit right up.
Oh man, I was just thinking about you.
Oh, you have? What were you thinking about, Bird? How you doing?
I was thinking about you too.
I guess we were because we called you.
If you were going to call me, I thought that you would probably just not call me.
Call him.
Well, you're scheduled for tomorrow, Bird.
Bird.
Oh.
You're on the calendar.
Going?
What?
Yep. Would it be possible for you to do it in the morning, like 10:30?
In the morning? No, that's unreasonable.
I mean, it's very early. I actually wanted to do the show late at night, like at 11.
Yeah, I support that nonsense right there.
It could be maybe if it was at like. I think 11 or even midnight, late night tomorrow. That's my thought.
Midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, late night, is that okay for you?
I think I prefer to do, morning, but yeah, let's do late night. That's
late
fine.
All right, great.
Well, you never know, Bird. It might be somewhat of a long day tomorrow.
Hey, Bird. How are you doing anyway?
It'll be fine. Hey, it's Veterans Week. Do you have any? I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow about that, so you can think about it. It's also.
Hey, Bird. I voted yes on 522 and no on 517 today. I'm very proud of that. I cast my ballot on my way over to the program.
That's last week, but yeah. Hey, thanks, Bird. We'll see you tomorrow.
Great.
I did that a week ago, I guess.
It's also Canadian Remembrance Day. Today.
Speaking of Canadian Remembrance Day, you still have that Canadian sticker on your hoodie.
It's true.
I do?
I do. I left it
No,
on there.
It's on the top of his.
That was quite a while ago, and I remember you said, "Oh, you're gonna put it on your clothing, like it's gonna stay there," and it did. So.
That's awesome.
True story.
Yeah. Well, what's Canadian Remembrance Day about?
Okay. Canadian Remembrance Day is just it's similar to Veterans Day. It's a day that Canadians remember fallen soldiers in the field, mostly.
So
and it's a reference to World War II and Korea. And
Canadians fought in Korea?
Well, yeah, both places, but because the Canadian Army is very small comparatively, they would send a battalion to this one place to fight in this one area. So
to supplement the Americans, maybe.
Yeah. Both World War II and Korea were international fights. Korea was, after a very short period, purely American. Memorial Day, people wear a little plastic poppy, and it's a little round thing with like four little ridges, four little heart-shaped ridges, and with a white little felt center. And they will wear this in their clothing for Remembrance Day for the Canadians that fought and died in Europe and in Korea. Mostly in Europe. Vimy Ridge was this big, important Canadian claim of victory in Second World War. And I've read stuff on it years ago, but I don't remember. It's like all kinds of Canadians died. You know, so I don't know what the sentiment is today. Canadians went to Afghanistan when it first started. But the American influence changed things, and a lot of international would-be supporters moved out because they were unhappy with the way the American military was managing the whole thing.
Well, thank you anyway, though, veterans,
Yeah.
for serving, I guess, the country. My grandfather is a veteran. He was a veteran, and my dad was in the armed forces too. So, thanks, veterans.
The poppies are references to Flanders Fields, where poppies grew, because the soil had been blown up over and over and over again by shelling, and it was all turned up and it was all mucky, and a shit ton of poppies grew. Red poppies grew in this whole area, and people saw them and it's like, life from death. The poppy, it means something to us now.
Well, thanks, Canadians too. Canadian veterans, American veterans. I think the Canadian, I mean, they're always on our side.
Yeah, the other day, I was outside, I walked out my door, and I saw a red maple leaf.
Oh, hey, it's the end of this program.
And I saw a couple other leaves that were also red, and so I had this crazy thought. Ooh, if I frame this just right, it's a Canadian flag. A red maple leaf with the red bars.
They make you homesick or nostalgic?
No. No, it was totally fun.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks.
Would you ever go back to Canada?
Thanks, Freddie.
Sure.
Thanks, Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Ghost Future person. Thanks, veterans.
Thank you, number 4.
We made it through another episode without losing consciousness or passing out.
Or falling asleep.
Just do you wait until I eat those mushrooms.
Tune in tomorrow to see
Rim
Bird.
shot.
Thanks for tuning in.
True story.
Oh, damn. I didn't finish my beer.
1.
It's monkey beer.
Well, it's okay.
Flying monkey beer.
Thank you, episode number and date.
TVs, thank you.
Thank you, stream.
It's really quite delicious, actually. It's
Computers,
really good beer.
thanks.
Thank you, dear. I actually finished my Mountain Dew, so
Thanks. Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, we're on there. Check it out.
I
kind of left you in the dust.
I only drink
Phones, call the number.
a beer once a week, generally, and it's this on Mondays.
Thanks, crew. Call the number.
Fireworks are awesome.
Thanks to thebaby.com. Check it out.
Don't
TCTV,
fire
thank you.
your works.
Such a feeling.
Rim shot.
Jody Fabulous, thank you. Thurston County, Washington State, USA. Yeah.
Okay, listen. My advice
Here's
for
what you're
everyone
watching.
is to be kind
Hell yeah, dog.
to children and small animals.
And everybody.
But
Bye.
especially Kenny and Charlie.
Yes. Maybe. Well, okay, possibly. I'll